Hey, what's up? I'm Max, and I wanted to show you quickly how to build a user dashboard. So it's super common for companies, especially at an earlier stage, to build out some kind of user dashboard so that they can see who are my users, who's been signing up for my product, how many people signed up in the past week, and then see a little bit of information about them. Maybe you want to grab their email address to send them customized emails to see sort of how they're using your product, what their use cases are. And so what we're going to be doing is using a tool called BaseDash to pull data from one of your tables in your SQL database and then generate a user dashboard based off that. And so it should be super easy. Let's jump into it. All right, so I'm on the BaseDash website right now. The only thing I've done to set up to this so far is to connect my SQL database, but otherwise I haven't set anything up yet, so we're going to be starting from scratch. And so it's super easy to set up. The first thing you'll want to do is to create a collection page. And so what a collection page does is that you can select one of the tables in your database. In this case, we're going to pick the user table. And then it'll show you all of the data from that table, just like this. And so in this case, we can see all of our users right here. So we can see their name, their email address, whether they've verified their email, maybe a URL to their profile photo and when they created their account. And so this looks really interesting already, just based off the table. But what we can do is to create a view based off this table. And so what this is going to do is right away we can see it already looks different because it's automatically chosen the list layout to display this data. We can customize this. So we can say maybe instead of a list, we want to show it as cards, or maybe we want to show it as that original table that we had. I think this time let's try out the list layout. And so we can see each of these rows represents one of the users who signed up for our product. And so if I click on one of them, we can see all of the information about that user right here in the sidebar. And what's cool is that this is all like hooked up to your database. And so if I click in here and I change one of these values, this will just automatically update our database right away, which is really cool. And so we can really easily do sort of operation or customer support type workflows just based off of this. Let's customize this a little bit more. Maybe we want to show a little bit more about the user in line. And so what we can do is we can actually just set a display image. And so what this does is we can see that there's this column here on each of the users called profile photo, which is just a URL pointing to an image. And so what we can do is if we set the display image to profile photo, it'll just populate those images right here into the list. And also you can see a bigger version in the sidebar right here. So that's really cool. We get a little bit more information about sort of who our users are and makes it a little bit more personal. What we can also do is customize which of the columns show up inside of the list. And so right now we're showing the user count, login count right here, and also when they were created. Maybe we also want to show their email address. We can just add that to the visible in list. And then maybe we don't care about login count. We can just remove that and reorder this. And now we get this really nice sort of list of all of our users, their email addresses, when they created their account. And then we can still go in and view all of the rest of the data here. So yeah, that's that's already like sort of the basics of a user dashboard right here. We can customize a little bit more. Maybe we want to filter these users down so that we only get maybe, I don't know, all of the users who have verified their accounts. We can do that really easily. We can also sort this. You can see this is sort of a random order right now. Maybe we want to show the newest signups at the top of the list. We can do that by adding a sort. So we'll just do created at and say newest first. And now we can see all of the newest users who signed up for our product right up here. And so we can see 2 users signed up on July 17th, one the day before, a few here on the 14th. And so really easy to set all of this up. Finally, I can just give this a name. We'll call this user dashboard. And then what we can do is just publish this. And then now we have our user dashboard just like this. And what's really cool is then, because this is a SaaS product, BaseDash, we can just invite our teammates to be able to access this. So if we go home, we can just go to the members tab here and then invite some members. And so I can add one of my teammates, Robert. I can also type in some other emails right here and just invite anyone else who needs to have access to this data, and then send the invite. And then, then he'll just have access to this user dashboard, which is really cool. Okay, so that's it. Hopefully that was useful for learning how to build a user dashboard. If you're interested in the product I was using to build this, it's called BaseDash. The link's going to be in the description below. It's also got support for a lot of other things you can do, like writing actions to trigger API calls, and you can do SQL queries and all sorts of stuff. So definitely check it out. And hopefully that was useful. See you next time.